shit tickles. All right. Good to see you, Snowplow. It's good to see that the notifications are working. For some, I think that's just an issue. That's just an issue nobody notices until they really are involved with a creator, right? Shit. Uh, that's a strong one. It fucks my lungs up. Huh. The notification didn't work? Or you just wandering around and run into me? It's fucking wasps. This wasp's, yeah, I have the camera off right now. But up and coming live? No way. That's crazy. There we go. Man. I think what's killing me is trying to be quiet in a house of sleeping critters. I just need to cough one or twice. Really good times. Hey, most hated. Good to see you, brother. I was like, damn, he didn't tell me. No, I would like for the thing to work as it's intended. But, yeah. I've been noticing that there are different times. It YouTube runs me through different opportunities, right? Sometimes it floods my chat full of nothing but all my subscribers and members and mods and everything. And sometimes I'm left on my own. It's all new faces for like good 30 minutes, and there's like I'm like, okay, cool, because it's just a lot of new faces. I end up battling and talking with a lot of people for a lot of different subjects. And I welcome that. I welcome that, even if it's not people I know. If it's gonna be people that I gotta defend my position and my right to be on my own channel, I got no issues with that. 420. Good morning. Good to see you. Lunish, Luna Cetus. I couldn't even tell you what that thing does. I don't got the slightest inkling. Looks cool to drive in its own quirky way. We'll go back inside. Usually around this time, so I'll keep an eye out for the notifications. Right? Somewhere between now and 6. Pretty much, yeah. Y'all ever wonder if somebody rubbed something on the outside of your doorknob? I think somebody did. We're having a teenager here. It's just that hazardous to y'all's your surface's health. Sai, good to see you, brother. Want to see this? We're all good. We are all good. MJ, tell a joke. Oh man, I've never been good at that. Like, like, totally not in the mind frame of telling a joke this morning. I came on here like actually with the whole topic at hand because I went down a rabbit hole, just one fucking one vine to the next. No, I'm not landscaping, Sly. I just stepped outside so I could cough loudly, cough my little balls off. Let's see. As long as they didn't crack eggs in the lawn, pour Rice Krispies, and toilet paper the trees. Hey, Lance, a lot of things that you say is what he's interested in. Maybe you can slap some of that native wisdom into him. Hell no. If it appeals to them, right? If it appeals to him. No, I was just cruising around different. I don't even know what I was on. I ended up on a Facebook comment section. I actually think I was sent a notification. Facebook does that. It'll send you notification. It'll send you notifications of how somebody responded in the comment section to a topic that you had nothing to do with. I don't really understand it. It's fucking weird like that. But I clicked on it just because I was curious what the hell they were talking about. Something about somebody not getting arrested for something. And lo and behold, it's some guy sitting what seems to be remarkably close to a kid's pool somewhere around here. And he's reaching into his shorts from the inside of his uh, pant line, and he looks to be pleasuring himself close to a kid's pool, if not on within the same grounds as the kid's pool. I'm not sure. Whoever was filming him were from a long way. They were zoomed in, and it was hard for me to tell. Apparently, cops didn't do anything. They reported him, showed him the footage, all that stuff. Cops didn't do shit about it. They said he's not showing anything. Yeah, is kind of to those who use a little imagination. We all know what the hell he's doing, right? But he's not unclothed. You know, he's not naked. He's not naked in public. He's not showing himself. You know, he's not brandishing anything to anybody. Like that's kind of the part of the crux of the matter, right? When, especially when it comes to legal beagles and all that, you kind of have to commit to a certain degree of these things. That's a real half step, right? Touching yourself in a real roundabout way. And he was like, I don't know. A lot of people feel some type of way, right? And that led into another. I clicked into something else. I think I was trying to find. No, somehow that led into a dojo instructor here in North Dakota named, I think, Henry. I'm not even gonna say. I can't even be sure now. I don't even know what the hell the name was, but I was gonna end up slandering somebody that's got nothing to do with it. But he has his own dojo here in North Dakota. He was a taekwondo jujitsu, a jujitsu instructor. Works with kids. Somebody filed a 2 year restraining order on him due to some information that came up about something in his past, a sexual offense against minor in his past. Um, and yeah, that's just wild. And there's a lot of people in the comment section that are arguing on behalf of the pedophiles. That amazes me, right? Absolutely floored me that there would be people in the comment sections like, yo, why would you mess with him and you leave him alone? And my lawyer would have a field day with you and all this other crazy shit, right? And then that led into, I think I was trying to find more information on him, and then that led to some vigilante predator catchers, out there, probably slapping some people up who are probably just legit civilians, right? It reminds me of the which one is it? Is it the Dark Knight? It's got to be right. The third one, the third trilogy, the third installment of um, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, where a bunch of Batman copycats are running around in hockey pads and shit like that, and you know, there's gonna be people, even cops, fuck it up, right? Even cops, even people who are trained to go about these matters in a professional in a professional manner, fuck up and get the wrong person. And I'm pretty sure that that's happening out here. That's why there is a legal system, and that's why you are judged by your peers. But there's a lot of other people that are very supportive of people out there slapping the dog shit at people for trying to meet with minors, right? And I remembered something that I can't remember how I came to this conclusion, but I came to the conclusion one day just based off my overall perception of people's responses towards these public personas that are very larger than life for no other reason than the fact that they've been to prison, right? Like literally, that's the whole that's the whole thing, right? Like they've done nothing other than catch a felony and get out, and apparently didn't PC up and all this other, all this other trappings of the net banging killer convicts, that whole brand, right? The whole brand that created the prison genre, in which a lot of people like 1090 Jake and all of them found a lot of success with. It was a blueprint set by the likes of the biggest names who did it first, mainly Wes Watson and all them. And yeah, they didn't. They didn't do anything other than catch a felony and come out with a bunch of cool stories. And a lot of people were infatuated with that. If they weren't, there wouldn't have been celebrity status like former felons all over the Instagrams and everything. Everybody wouldn't be trying to chase that same easy street if people weren't infatuated with it. But there was a lot of people who did not like the fact that people would get out and have it on easy street for being nothing other than a felon, right? I've seen it. I've dealt with it myself. Like, what the fuck have you done? You should have did your time. Shut the fuck up. Come out here. Keep your head down. What do you have to be proud of? What did you do? Blah 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 blah. And that was pretty much the ultimate question at the end of the day, right? What do you have to be proud of? What did you do? What did you accomplish? They wanted it to be nothing, right? But that's not the point. The point is, for most of us, we got to see the baseline of humanity, right? We got to see everything stripped. Everybody have the same amount of everything. Everybody is given the same amount of respect from day one, and we get to see what you become. We get to see who really does stand out. And at that level, some of us did better than others. Some of us did a lot more than just survive. You know, it's a harder way of life. It's a lot more. It's a lot more serious. It's a lot more deadly, and it's for keeps, right? It is. It's a life that plays for keeps. And when you walk that line and you do something like lose track of how many sex offenders you've had, you know, physically touched. Yeah, you come out and like there's a part of you that knows that you've been tested beyond anything a lot of these people out here will ever go through. And that gives us a certain amount of confidence. And that confidence isn't liked. It's not liked by others who think that we have the right to look and act like that for no other reason than we've been to prison. And it's like, no, it's deeper than that. It's definitely deeper than that. Hell yeah. It's good to see the comment section going off. I can't even begin to keep up with that. Okay, I see. I begin to see where I last left off. Why would someone Vaseline a doorknob or put something on a doorknob? They could put shit on your doorknob, and it doesn't need to make any sense. But there's definitely something on the outside of my doorknob. Yep, high school pranks. Yeah, yeah. It would be an awesome conversation for him. Like I told you, he's 30, just learning how to do adult. That's crazy, right? You think people would learn how to adult fresh out of high school, but no. Dave, good to see you, brother. Still being a sicko, yeah. Yup. Send that Tizzy Entertainment. Yep, right? Hey, Tizzy Entertainment for real. I watch him. I'm a big fan of him. Yup. Jew? I am not a Jew. Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a little familiar with that. Jiu-Jitsu is a lot of close contact rolling as well. For real, that's like the perfect fucking cover, man. That shit just made me immediately distrustful of anyone who wants to spar. Right? Anyone who wants to spar in jiu-jitsu now. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Exactly, right? Exactly. I wasn't wearing hockey pads. Some people are trolling. I think some people would rather just not think about it and prefer to sweep it under the rug. It is. There's a lot of that, right? A lot of people. There's just a lot of outspoken people on the internet, especially in the comment sections, who are going to tell people, like, fucking James Williams and all them. I've seen it, especially JD Delay and stuff. They all deal with it. They all deal with a lot of people in the comment sections that feel like they didn't do anything other than catch a lucky break as a former felon. You know, for sure, snowplow at the very least. It is a cutthroat mentality, very cutthroat. You survive that, I mean, I guarantee you. I know my girl just surviving the cutthroat, like environment from the shark floor of a fucking the shark. What is it? Shark Tank of a sales floor where commissions are so heavily stressed that it changes her, right? It's going to change her. She's just going to look at people differently, right? She's going to handle people differently. Is as far as defensively and offensively, like it forces you to admit that people are a little bit more they're a little bit more selfish at heart when it comes to down to you or me, you know. And not everybody can play nice. No, we can't always act like that's not the nature of life. Yeah, 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 Sai. We don't play that shit, dude. And I knew that. I hadn't even stepped foot into a USP yet. Exactly. Luna. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's why they had such an issue with me on TikTok. When I was on TikTok, it was really promising. Really promising. I was just looking at it. I was like, damn, I was hitting 28,000, 30,000, 50,000 fucking K views on these, 2 or 3 minute little shorts. And all of a sudden it was just nothing, right? I was getting a couple of hundred views, 300 views, 400 views. And I was like, yeah, I had done 3 or 4 videos back to back. Every one of them shot over 20,000 views. And then I said something about how something about hunger striking, how we united and hunger striked, and it scared the administration, right? And that there was power in the people, right? There actually was. It was the first time that I seen that demonstrated in real life. It like completely upended what I thought was control and power, right? The administration, they keep us here. They're the ones who are the key, the key holders. They're the ones with the power, and that illusion was shattered on that day when I was like, damn, we really could walk the fuck out of here if we wanted to. Like, we're actually only staying here because we agree to. Like it really did. I never looked at things the same ever since. And when you don't look at things the same like that, it makes you dangerous, right? Because you've seen behind the curtain. And when you've seen behind the curtain, what you say becomes powerful to those who are still unaware of the fucking curtain, you know. And I'm beginning to understand that prison is just, it's a microscopic, it's just a microscopic version of the real world. We're still very much under administration out here. There's still a warden. There's still guards. There's still a fence, right? You could still get shook down on your way to fucking work or commissary or the store. They could still come to your cell. They could still toss that shit out because somebody don't like you. They dropped a kite on you. All that shit still applies out here. You all still look forward to store day. You all still get lists from the storeman. You know, it's all the same to me. It's just bigger. It's just a lot bigger. And y'all are factioned as fuck out here. Y'all are factioned as fuck out here. There's never an opportunity where I think that I could orchestrate a hunger strike out here. Y'all are too ununited for a lot of different reasons. And that's exactly what they want because it worked in prison. It worked in prison. They let us fight over the tables. Why don't you just give each, if there's like 10 groups, then why don't you have 10 TVs? Why do you have 8 TVs if there's 10 groups? Why, if there's 10 groups, why don't you have 10 different areas of tables? Why do you make 7 areas? Yeah, it's like, why do you, why do you, who designs this shit? It's so we fight. There's always an uneven or odd number of everything. Create a shortage of something, make them fight over it. It's like simple fucking mathematics or whatever it's called, right? It's easy. It's real easy. Hell yeah, that's cool, Jude. Sai. Oh yeah, there's a lot of power in some of that stuff, right? Like I showed my girl how to snap somebody's leg from a lying down position, especially like the position where you're on your back with somebody's full weight on your fucking chest and everything. Like that's the perfect. It's unfortunately a little farther along events, than most people are probably comfortable with having to prepare for. But that is exactly where you want them, because they're so far into the process that they think they're basically home free at that point, right? They're not expecting somebody to suddenly wrap both legs around one of their legs, and you can flex and extend your legs completely straight in a way that just completely fucking snaps whoever's, I mean, grown man. I can do it too. Whoever, doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter how thick their leg is. It's their leg against both of yours in a direction that theirs isn't designed to bend. It's gonna break. Okay. And I was shown that, you know, training in secrecy in federal prison was always a really risky thing, right? When you start dealing with combat secrets between races, um, people don't like that shit. People don't like that shit at all. Especially if you're not even showing your own race, right? If you're not even showing your own race this stuff, and a lot of the times they don't even want to know. They don't even want to know you know how to do stuff, right? Because that suddenly affects how they perceive themselves, right? Now they feel inferior around you. So now every time you come around, they're just naturally going to poke their chest out a little more, say shit a little louder towards you and shit like that, you know? And it's just such a fucking goddamn headache even thinking about it again. You know, you can't offer to show somebody something they don't know because they're too goddamn prideful. And you can't offer to fucking learn or show anyone else because they don't know it, and you're preparing someone else in a way that, you know, is not benefiting them. That could get you beat up, you know, and then it's like, and then it just, people just treat you differently. They treat you differently when they know you really know some things. You know, that's why I've always, that's why I've taken the position now where I've unfortunately had to say, if any of you ever find yourselves in a position like that, don't say anything. Don't tell anybody anything. You keep that shit to yourself all the way up until you have to put your hand through somebody's face. Then they'll find out, right? They'll find out the hard way then. But if that becomes common knowledge beforehand, then all it's going to do is ensure that they come at you correct the first time, because nobody wants to look bad. Nobody wants to lose, especially you know, what was supposed to be an assured victory of like a 1-on-2 or a 1-on-3, you know. Stuff like what I've done, surviving a 3-on-1, that's just not supposed to happen, right? That's just not supposed to happen. That's extremely rare. That's extremely rare. I need to sit this thing on. A little higher. It's still not high enough. Where does your inner confidence come from? Yeah, Yarolam, I was just telling people earlier that a lot of people's confidence out here derives from what they have, what they own, what they can afford, what they're paid, you know, where they're paid from. Like, they, a lot of people feel like who they are a lot of an accumulation or a conglomeration, a sum total of all the things that are out here, right? Things that they felt like were hard to get, hard to achieve, or whatever it is, which is exactly what they want you to think, right? We're all live in a materialistic world. We place monetary value on
different trim levels of luxury, you know. So you're supposed to base your confidence off what you can afford, your lot in life. But the thing about prison is are they are perfect little pockets of communism, right? Now communism, everybody has the same of everything. Nobody has anything nobody else can't have or have access to, right? Same amount of underwear, same shirt, same color, same shit. I mean, literally everything, right? There's nothing you can have that I can't in the same amount that you get, right? In a world like that, who you are as a person is going to stand out more than anything else because we all have the same shit, you know? We all have the same white t shirts. We all have the same khakis. We all have the same Air Force Ones off commissary. You know, it's like what the only things that made people individualistic were tattoos and your deeds, right? Your own deeds, how you carried yourself as a man. So I've lived among the worst of the worst at the most basic baseline of humanity. And I did more than just survive, right? I ran that fucking bitch. And I know that it's just a smaller version of the real world. And I had to learn a lot of things. And I came out of there actually quite humble. But there is just a certain amount of confidence that a lot of us have, regardless, that I see a lot of the public doesn't like. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that people would come out of prison and have any air of confidence like they achieved something because ultimately we didn't do anything other than do our time, right? Paid our debts to society. That's exactly right, snowplow. I mean, that's the only powerful thing a person can say is the truth. Yeah, maybe it's how you say it, snowplow. Truth is always right away. Yep. Yeah, our illusion of freedom is crazy. It's exactly. Bam Bam, good to see you, brother. 9 days, no power. God damn, dog. I was just telling my girl about we were in the shoe in Beaumont when we lost power for it was about 4 or 5 days. But when you're in the bowels of them systems, when you're like if you're on in the shoe, if there's no air movement, that's just dead air, dead straight up stagnant ass, dead in the water air. There's no movement, and we felt like we were suffocating, dude. And we were both we had our my there we both had our fucking faces to the vent on the top bunk trying to get the slightest draft of what we thought was fresh air, and it was just terrible. We thought we were suffocating right there wide out in the fucking open on our bunk beds, dude. It was terrible. It was yeah, I can understand how somebody could think that they could suffocate, just claw their fucking throat out. Slick Beats, welcome to the live. Damn. Okay, Native, good morning. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Bam Bam. That's crazy. 85,000 people without power. Damn. Damn, dog. Are you still working? They still got you working in that shit? What are your family doing? Yeah, 420 sometimes less complex is better. I was Marine infantry rifleman for many years, 3-on-1. You a bad boy, my brother. Yeah, I had told people in the at the time I didn't have to fight 3-on-1 because I pretty much kept one of them in one of the others. I kept one of them in the other's way at all times. Right, I just backpedal. I was in the gym. I was right there. I was given half the fucking gym floor to myself. Right, and originally one of them had their arms around me. They grabbed onto me. They bear hugged me, and two of them were just trying to fucking just light my ass up. And I ended up having to like turn around, run up the fucking wall, and tip us both backwards to break his grip on me. And once I was able to get up, it was on after that. But that shit pissed me off. What pissed me off more than anything was as soon as the cops ran into that motherfucker, they all cuffed up. They immediately got on the ground and cuffed up. I was just pulling my shirt off. I'm like, I'm ready now. I was like, I'm ready now. You motherfuckers got about 30 seconds of free hits off. I'm fucking pissed. And then you're gonna cuff up. Oh, I wanted to kick one of them in the head so fucking bad. It wasn't in me though. It wasn't in me. Sometimes I think that's probably one of the few regrets I have in this life is not booting one of them. But they got theirs. They did. They got theirs anyway because they got ridiculed off that yard for not being able to draw blood. Yeah, 3-on-1, and they didn't give me a bloody nose. They didn't split my lip. Nothing. I mean, they broke a rib. Don't get me wrong. They broke a rib, and I broke my own foot from the fall we took from running off the wall. But other than that, no, I should have been fucked up bad. Yeah, at 420, that's because people live in a lot of layers of self self-conceived psychosis, right? Just a lot of they've lied to themselves on a daily basis. They tell themselves that they tell themselves a lot of things, right? That don't jibe with reality, and they only listen to whatever supports. I mean, we see it, right? We see it every day on YouTube. Bam Bam puts up with it every time he steps into fucking the YouTube sphere. There's just so many people out there that are just so fucking misguided, and they need that to be the case, right? They got the perfect word for it. They call them J cats. Right? They call them J cats over on the West Coast, and I couldn't agree more. Awake and bake. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of which, yeah, it is good to be considerate, but when you shield people from hurt, you rob them of the opportunity to grow. It's um, it's the struggles in life that are the points of life. Not success. You can't go through life through nothing but successes. You have to fall. You have to scrape. You have to know what's not possible. You have to know where your limits do exist. You know, if you never fell, then you would never know that you couldn't fly. You get it? You can't tell someone they can fly all day. Microburst tornadoes is what they calling it. No, dog, that sounds like the feds are after you. Just get them all paranoid. All trees bent way one way east to west. Oh yeah, bro, they call them crop circles. They might be trying to abduct you. Got them crop circles around you. Mr. Diddy. 9% of the public doesn't even like themselves. That's the unfortunate is we are against the mass public's indoctrination out here. We are against it. Or at least that's what's working against us. Yep. Yep. Gary, I appreciate that, man. They went west, then the storm. 9 days, that sucks big time, for real. Kids at summer camp, well, that's good. That's good. They called me anarchist because I was in federal prison, and I wanted them to know I did not like the government. I tell my nephews I will always tell them the truth, no matter if they not like it, but I'm going to candy coat it for them. Yeah, you don't do them any favors. Yeah, you don't do anyone any favors. X Forces, that's what's up. Much love. Welcome to the live. You are always welcome to live. Anybody who fights on behalf of something other than themselves is welcome. Wait till you go to Philly if you think Boston's bad. You know martial arts? I am familiar enough with a couple aspects that got me through some rough spots, yeah. The only thing I would say that I was actually really formally trained on was self defense from knife play from a former Navy SEAL or somebody who claims to be a Navy SEAL. In any event, the training he showed me was legit, so I've been trying to figure out. I've been trying to find what the fuck it was he showed me. I have yet to see it. I have yet to demonstrate it, but I have yet to see it. Karate or crazy? Yeah, yeah. No, James Brown, good shit. Broke foot pretty bad. Yeah, yeah. Coffee and pills so I can chill. Well, that's good. We all gotta have something, right? We all gotta have our little what do they call it? I forget the word. It was a gang thing, Gary. It was a gang thing. The thing about that place was that it was supposed to be just regular natives there, right? No gang affiliated. They just didn't want gangs there. They didn't want the drama of gang members, gangs, none of that. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. But I had directives, and my objective was to get to yards and to create the opportunity or the policies that would allow my affiliation to be received there and to be able to be allowed on the compound without getting jumped as soon as they touch down by 3 or 4 guys like they had been doing. And basically, I was undercover, right? Basically, I was I was an undercover agent, and that's why I wasn't allowed to get a lot of the markings that are common for us, especially somebody that did the things that I did. But different life, right? Different time. Um, I got there, pretended to be regular guy, and I wasn't. I was actually close to the door, and I was in a relationship. I was more interested in the relationship than my former than my former goals. My God, where have you been all my life? Jesus Christ. I didn't know he was out here. Gee. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I showed up under the false pretenses that I was just a regular dude. And if they would have given me the pass, I would have went home, right? I would have. I would have let bygones be bygones because there were some people there that were hiding, which is probably why I got jumped in the first place, right? Because they told me go ahead, chill, and I suspected that they knew who I was because there was a few people there who knew who I was from way back before. But we were on a lockdown. We went on lockdowns quite a bit at Big Sandy, which is the prison in question. And at some point, it was pointed out that I was a gang member, and they had instructed my cellie to bring me out to the basketball courts under the pretense that it was going to be like a group thing, little homeboy thing. All the bros going to get together, sing kumbaya, hold hands, tell spooky stories around the campfire, all that good stuff. And no, it was just a ploy. It was just a ploy to get me out. And I was distracted because I was arguing with the girl. That's just a common thing, right? That's gonna be a common thing with a Puerto Rican girlfriend. Um, they like to fight with you every once in a while. Makes them feel like they're loved, I think. I don't know, but it was one of the first times that I was accustomed to having an argument over long distance after years of isolated, self-achieved, self-managed, peace. The having like a really passionate girlfriend out of nowhere fucked me up, dude. There were signs that I was ignoring. There were glaring signs, and I seen them, and I just overlooked them because I suddenly had access to phone sex and all types of stuff now. So I was all distracted, super distracted. Yeah. What can you say? Mighty Systems, good. Welcome back to the live. Yeah. Damn. Like how you reply, expand on live chat, show us the whole thing good in a good way, down in a good way. That's what's up. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I've heard bad things about that stuff. Don Coyote. Fucking spiders. Yeah. That was a big one. It's a big ass spider. Yeah, it was. It just came thumping up the fucking side of the wall all loud as shit. Did he see Spot Pick? He's weeding well, clearly, for real, right? That's why I'm like, yeah, you got it, man. That's your corner. I'm all good. I'll be over here. Yeah, I'm a Sioux. I'm a Lakota Sioux, Mr. OK Fireway. Yeah, Hatfield, Big Sandy's where it's at, right? Everybody's got war stories from there. But that's the fucked up thing about it, and you're gonna have to go back into my catalog to get the whole story. But I was training my celly, right? I thought we were gonna be like super close. We had every reason to be more united than anybody else than he would with anybody else on that yard. But young impressionable fear is a motherfucker, right? I wasn't trying to scare the guy. I should have tried to scare the guy. He would have listened then. But no. They pulled him up and they were like, "What's up? What's up with your celly? Have you seen him? Does he have this kind of tattoo? Does he have this tattoo?" And he was like, "No, no, he doesn't have any of that stuff." And they're like, "What does he work out? Does he do anything? Does he train?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, he trains. He's got some training." Like, "What kind of training?" He's like, "Oh yeah, he's showing me stuff, showing me how to like defend myself against knives and stuff." And they're like, they know, they know that they're not stupid. They're other people have turned at other times and have told them what to look for. They know that we all have bylaws. They know we have to train. They know we have to practice martial arts and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's why I say, man, you keep that shit to yourself. Spartan, I got around. I got around 8 different federal prisons, one state prison. Started off with a couple FCIs, ended all USPs. Just bounced from one USP to another. Went from fucking Texas, California, Kentucky, Atlanta, Pennsylvania, um, SMU, Lewisburg. It's a 23-1. Left from Florence, USP. Yeah, I got all over the place. 7-0 isn't bad if you can control yourself. I think that's the crux, if you will. My chronic pain management allows me to have some quality of life. Yeah. That's good that you can pace yourself then. I know I can't. Do you think your heritage helped with the force's activity and service? Uh, I think so, actually. I think I think I was drawn to that regardless. I tried to get into it when I was 18 years old, but I already had too much of a record to get into the Marines, actually. I was trying to get into the Marines, but yeah, didn't work out. But I still ended up going and going to prison and going along the whole soldier route and all that. Still got the PTSD. Still ended up with it, right? You're careful what you wish for. Did it keep you neutral in prison? It kept me. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about that. I do. Is it possible to go through prison, never have any issues, never get any arguments? I've seen it done. I just know it requires your ability to bite your tongue on levels that I have yet to achieve. Ryder Storm, good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Riders on the storm. I don't think there's any big ass spiders over here. hopefully. I gotta go, unfortunately. Keep up the good work, dude. Very interesting and well spoken. I appreciate that, man. I hope to see you around again. Thanks for stopping through. Were you ever mistaken for Mexican? Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I tell people it's not a Don Coyote one. It's not about what you say. It's always in how you say it, right? And that's prison 101 right there. You can say a lot of shit. You can say a lot. You can get away with saying a lot of things. It's always going to be in how you say it. You got to be able to read the room. You got to be able to read the moment. You got to know who you're dealing with. Um, you got to cultivate. You got to cultivate the type of personality that can get away with saying some of the things that you're going to say. And there's going to be some things that are going to be expected of you in certain positions, you know. So you kind of got some big shoes to fill if you're going to be dealing with other races, other shot callers, other killers, right? Other fucking other bone crusher pushers and shit. That's why I joined. I had to be a warrior. I know exactly what you mean. I certified deployments, carried an eagle feather through every deployment. Yeah, you understand then. You already know. I was told that there's like five major roles, right? There's 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 always going to be some type of personality for enforcement, soldiers, just fighters in general, right? That's all under one. There's always going to be like teachers, right? People who seek and perpetuate knowledge. There's always going to be people who build, construct, design, architect, all that, right? There's always going to be healers, people who are more interested in medical pursuits. And then there's always going to be, I had it, right? I had it the other day. I knew all five of them. I think I said cooks or something, right? Cooks. It's probably subjective, but there is, for the most part, five major roles that we are inclined towards as a population. And it is said that no matter what, whether you do it professionally or on this side of the fence or that side of the fence, we are going to find a way to do it regardless, right? I believe that I was supposed to fight for a cause, right? Some of us are just designed that way. We have to. It doesn't feel right if we don't. And unfortunately, I was just, too much of a handful already. I was already too much legal problems to be able to do it legally. Appreciate that, Mr. OK. But yeah, need a general too. Yeah, yeah. Can't just be can't be just a bunch of Indians trying to play chief. No. Appreciate that, Hatfield. Definitely appreciate that. I believe that we just have to. We are handed, right? We're handed. We don't get to pick. We don't get to pick what we do in this life. It just is. That's why you see a lot of us just say it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It would be dealt with regardless. Whatever life may bring, we'll deal with it. Um, Not everybody is inclined to hustle, Gary. There's a lot of people in prison that just don't have to, right? They have support. A lot of people just don't have the confidence to get out there and deal with other people, and because every time that you embark on some kind of a deal with somebody, it's the potential for trouble, right? There's always going to be somebody out there that's going to try something. It doesn't matter, and a lot of people much just prefer not to take those chances. Um, there's only a handful out there that are willing to take that chance numerous times a day, every week, every month, for years on end. And yeah, it's opening a door for a lot of opportunities to have to defend yourself. People are going to try you. People are going to try you. And every once in a while, even after they know that someone's going to try you again, and you're going to have to remind them. You're going to have to remind them why. But yeah, no, there's only a few good hustles, right? And there's only so many people that can get away with doing the really good hustles. But yeah, there's a lot of little good hustles that, like laundry, cleaning rooms, polishing floors, doing laundry, folding clothes, ironing clothes, cooking. Uh, what else is there? I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people make fishing line, fishing cars. They make they take chip bags, fold the chip bags, and make little cool little frames for pictures and stuff. It's like all weaved together. It's really cool. It just depends. I started out I started out drawing birthday cards, Valentine's Day cards, stuff like that. Then people started trusting me to do lettering for they're getting their name across their back, and I draw it out real nice. Then they have it blown up real big, and once I started seeing how it would translate from from paper to skin, I started getting a better idea of how to design things for black people in general, right? Because not everything translates the same for them as it does for everybody else of a lighter complexion. So I started designing specifically for black people a reverse shaded, negative shaded, you know, loud stuff that looked good on them, basically, that would look, stand the test of time. And after a while, I started doing portraits, people's families. I was able to charge hundreds of dollars sent straight to my account. And I would do these big old poster boards full of like 10, 15 faces all on one poster board. And then one day, a couple blacks approached me and they were like, "We think you can tattoo." I was like, "No, I can't tattoo, man. I don't know how to tattoo." And they're like, "No, we think you can learn. We're willing to let you learn." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here. It's some bullshit, right?" Nobody, and normally, no, nobody does offer nothing for, something for nothing, right? Well, that's a wicked ass bearing right there. I just popped it up off the ground and stood it up. But
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. Fuck me up. Oh yeah, hustles in prison. Hooch is another hustle. Yeah, hooch is another hustle in prison. I dabbled in that too. Got in a lot of trouble, right? Got in a lot of trouble. Some people who have been on the channel for a long time will remember I probably caused somebody's death, literally, inadvertently, but still, you know, it's still a fucked up story. Not available anymore. Not available anymore. 3 gallons every weekend. That's how I ate good in there. That'll do it. That will do it. It's good money, fast money, but good money. Between SA and Austin, what is SA again? What is that? St. Augustine or something like that? I tell fresh fish if everything else fails to remember they are sitting on a gold mine. Damn. Ain't that the truth, right? That's funny. Make them feel all fuzzy inside when you tell them that. Damn. 6.5 hours away still. Damn. What time is it? 7:30? It's about that time. Go let the dogs out. My friend said even if the other inmates know you have money on the outside, it could make you a target. Oh, yeah. Yep. You'd be smart to break up your commissary. You make one big ass purchase and come walking in with it slung over your shoulder the very first store day. You're probably going to have some issues. All right. Nobody says shit to me because this isn't, like you can fuck with me if you want to. You're gonna have a lot of other racists breathing down your fucking neck, right? Because I have more than just my money. I have everybody's money. I got the dope man's money. I got the store man's money. I got the pool shark's money. I got this guy's money. I'm such an integral part of the economy. You can fuck with me if you want to as the tattoo man. It's not going to go well for you. It's really not. Especially because I think a lot of you could probably tell now if I gave anybody a reason to like me, they're gonna like me, right? If I'm somebody that they had to deal with and I did good business with them, they're not gonna stand by and let bogus shit happen. In county jail, I drew cards and envelopes and did pick tattoos. In prison, I washed clothes and made hooch. Oh yeah, yep, yeah. There's a lot you can do. Quality bearing, yeah, yep. I got some OR reset tablets for withdrawals. I'm gonna have to stop taking them. I don't envy you, brother, but I definitely, my heart goes out to you. I also been keeping up and emailing and calling reps, trying to persuade for Fed reg rather than bans. That'll help. That will help. I don't know what you guys are talking about, thankfully, but I know I've done my fair share of that. Pain will make you do anything to relieve it. Absolutely. People, people will do anything to run from pain. And what is the truth? What is the truth if not pain incarnate? That's why they say the truth hurts, so that you know when you hear it. Therefore, you, as people, are designed to run from the truth, to reject it. You embrace the pain. You find truth. Like old Doty's old hips right here. He's embracing the pain going down the stairs right now. Hush. Nobody even out here. Leave it. Why does he do that? I don't know why it just does it, but something is killing rabbits out here and leaving their heads. Move. Move. I said fucking move. I have 3 herniated discs in my neck and degenerative disc disease, so I get pinched nerves all the time. Damn. Man, yeah, absolutely not. Not for fun. No, I don't blame you, bro. Get to the morning workout. Have a great day, everyone. All right, Size, good to see you, brother. That's good. We got no problem with that, bro. We got no problem. I run enough lives for everybody to get an opportunity to speak their mind, as long as they're respectful. My mods don't tolerate people disrespecting me, apparently. Now my mods will tolerate a lot, but they don't have patience for I don't know. I'd have to go through and read all the deleted comments, but I know that they have a high bar of respect. We got a mate that did it just over a year in an Indonesian prison. Boy, I do not envy your mate, brother. I have 3 dogs, most hated. One is a husky, one's a German shepherd, and the other is a pit mix. They are, all 3 of them, the most notoriously misunderstood breeds. Most known for their bite, being mishandled, and protective. Yeah, for sure. Most hated. I had suspected that I picked some good ones, and I have no reason to believe otherwise yet. I think they've accidentally, banned some people that didn't have it coming, but for the most part, they're all the deleted the comments that I've checked randomly. I could understand. Of course, anytime they finally say something disrespectful and they get themselves timed out, it deletes every comment they've made, and not every comment they made is disrespectful. So it's just a matter of when they finally cross that line, right? But no, I definitely wanted a place for adults to be able to talk, not a place for trolls to get off on. Because they got lives for that, right? They got other lives, other creators. Love that shit. It's not one of them. There's people out there beefing with me, making AI thumbnails of me. I haven't even mentioned them once on my channel. And if you don't know why, then I would suggest you study Machiavelli. Ask Machiavelli how he feels about responding. He holds the same belief I do. Control is an illusion. Power is subjective. It's all about perspective. And perspective is subjective to what people believe, who is answerable to who. Get out of there. What you eating on? Ain't no food out here. Who's best? That's my fruit bat. It's a big old fruit bat. Yeah. I had him since he was a puppy. He was a runt. He was the runt of the litter. Last, nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. He looked sick. His eyes were all red, gummy. I didn't think he was gonna make it, and I couldn't. I took him instead of one of the healthy, hale puppies. I didn't think he would have any problems finding a place to go. But I wanted the one no one else did, and he grew up to be just fine. Still growing. And it's still growing. I just where his mom is, babysits for us. So I see his mom almost on a daily basis. The top of her is like a it's like the top of a fucking barrel, right? It's like a goddamn the top of an ale barrel. She's big, big girl. That's awesome. Prefer dogs to humans. I do too. I appreciate that, Slick Beats. I appreciate you stopping in, commenting. I don't see you too often, so appreciate you. Hope to see you around more often. My missus did a few days in a Cambodian watch house. I could have bailed her out earlier, but was enjoying the peace and quiet. Oh, hell no. Ugh. Huh. It was funny. It was genuinely funny. I love pit bulls. I have a 120-pound cane corso. I love cane corsos. I want one. And a chow. They have puppies, and I kept two, so I have 4 dogs now. Okay. Savage Lee, good to see you. 180 pounds. Damn. Starving behind a dumpster. That dog was made for you then, huh? Yeah, right? That's the thing about AI though, man. AI can, you know, people agree. It's all like public domain, right? Once your image is out there, your likeness can kind of be used by AI just based off whatever you agree to use the AI. There's just so many, we've lost rights to so many things now because of technology. Belgian Malinois, yeah. It's a big dog, 165-pound bull mastiff, long time ago. I have a Chihuahua. That is a big dog in spirit, though. The Chihuahuas are on the same level, just in spirit alone. I think you are right now, 420. It's a good thing they're not giving you a run for your money right now. No, I didn't. Most hated. They got them banned over there, huh? Papered hybrid bullies, huh? I did not hear about that. Probably because they're trying to fight them over there or some dumb shit. Red tail pit bull. Is that what I have, Dave? Because I don't know what she is. I know she has pit bull in her, but I don't know what she's mixed with. As we got older, our dogs got smaller. Yeah, they got that spirit for sure. He looks like the actor from the Ernest movies. Those were the shit. I'm gonna have to add Ernest to the list of the classics that my kid would grow up on. Ugh. What's his name? Ernest P. Hemingway? Or did I just make that up? I do that, right? I do that. All right, Don. It's good seeing you. See you around. You have a good day. They are classics. Yes, they are. Prisons in Asia are dirty for Western standards, but let your missus bring in food and visit every day if you have a few dollars for the guards. Yeah. If you ain't got nobody though, place is nightmare. Okay. Backyard breeders. A lot of the dogs that a lot of the dogs that our organization deals with, the furry friends rock and rescue, are dealing with reservation dogs. So all the forever homes of the dogs that come through my house are going out are from the reservations. So isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how it's like synchronicities, right? Like we're all connected somehow. We all still have one way or another overlap. There's overlap in all our life stories somehow. My favorite movie, Luna, would probably be Requiem for a Dream. All right, Hatfield. We'll see you around, brother. Thanks for stopping through. No shit, Gary. That's crazy. Money makes the world go round, unfortunately. That it does. That it does. Oh, snowplows here. That's probably a good rule to have then, Gary. Probably is a good rule to have. It is a good movie. I knew we were living that fucking script when I first seen it. Literally, as soon as I seen that movie, I was 19 years old, balls deep in the meth game, and I was like, that is us. I was telling everybody in the house, I was watching it. I was like, this is us. This is us. We're living this right now. Nobody believed it. And so I played it on repeat in my house every day. It stayed in the DVD slot. The title screen menu, that music just played as background music in my fucking dope house all day. Just to drive that fucking point home. Talks about responding the same as Machiavelli. Really? I'm gonna have to look into Stoicism. I am going to have to look into it. Want to play Warzone? It's from Call of Duty series. I don't think I have that game. I don't think I have that one. I've been into a lot of role playing, action, RPG. Like I've been playing Spider Man 2. Before that, I was playing Cyberpunk. Like before that, I was racing. Before that, like I was really into PvP, Destiny 2. Um, what else? Division 2. I started a content creator. My YouTube channel used to be about PvP, but I had to start all over because we got into quite a big, quite a big fucking deal with a couple larger channels. You probably heard of them. Um, Cold or Cold Boy, Cold Boy, and Positive Vibes Only (PVO). They used to play Division 2. They had big channels all about Division 2 content creation. And we fucking despise PVO. Cold Boy was never bad. He was never into the under fucking handed ass racism and toxicity. But the other channels had all their subscribers tricked, wool pulled completely over their eyes, thought they were just great people. We found them in the fucking dark zones and shit, pieces of shit, right? Just despised them. Got to the point where every time they were online, we would hop into every server until we found them and just wipe them, just completely wipe them every time. And their subscribers would come over to our channel and just, you know, hate comment and everything. I had to delete that channel. It wasn't worth it. It gave me fucking prison vibes all over again. Digital prison vibes. Battle Royale. Yeah. I've played it before. I don't think I have it anymore though. Robert Greene? Yes, I have. I think every gang is absolutely mandatory that you read 48 Laws of Power at some point. Um, and then I think I read his Laws of Seduction out of curiosity. I kind of started to feel like it was just like I could write some shit like that, you know? I felt like I could just pick a topic and just, you know, facet off every fucking every aspect about it, and you know, it would sell millions. Like, I don't know. It started to get too much like that, you know. Started to feel a little like Jackie Chanish with some of his kung fu. You ever watch some of his kung fu? Like you could be watching him. He'll be sitting in a car, and he'll grab the fucking billfold visor and like start like whooping ass with it and stuff. And it's like, come on, man. Like really? Like I read his 48 like 36 laws of seduction. That's the way it felt like. It felt like watching that. I was just like, come on, man. Really? I mean, it's cool, whatever. It was entertaining, but Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh, leg break. Good to see you, man. Welcome back. GTA 6. I'm not even in the game, so I'm going to get it. Oh man, we might all have to take the day off and try that game out, right? As much hype as around that fucking game, we might have to. I follow gamers and interact with them. Like here, I try to keep on games because my grandson's a gamer. Going to be amazing, yeah. I want to play GTA 6. I suck at games. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. You sound like a legend, Grandfather Dave. Sure does. He was in Puppy Bowl 15. Campo. Morning, brother. Couple hours away. Hope everyone's having a good one. All right. Right back at you, Campo Res. Be safe at work. Drive safe. Keep your head up. Yeah, we're just doing the morning thing, you know, morning vibe, a little morning ritual. I don't mind these. I actually don't. Why not, right? Why not spend the wee hours building a little community? Now I've been recording a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff that I gotta go sit down and edit through. Long form videos. We'll see how well they do now after we've done like about a good month straight of just nothing but lives. We got a lot of new subscribers, right? We're about to hit 2,200. We just celebrated 2,000, and we're already 200 more subscribers. Starting lineup? Okay. Great book. 50 Cents, 50 Laws of Power is an amazing read too. Super underrated. I've heard about it. I'm gonna have to check it out. Art of Seduction seemed evil. Exactly, dude. Art of Seduction was kind of like it was just manipulation, right? It was just a whole just a big ass long book on a manipulation. And I was just like, come on, man. Like anybody who's ever wanted something that they had no business trying to get knows how to manipulate, you know? How well do you want to manipulate? Like you shouldn't want to be good at that. Exactly. Exactly. It does seem evil. It does. We had a 150-pound Great Pyrenees that passed away last year. I'm sorry to hear that, Snowplow. That was a big pepperoni right there. Got my first good hit of money after reading Four Laws of Power and lost it after reading Laws of Seduction. Oh, that doesn't surprise me, dude. That doesn't surprise me. You should read Secret to the Universe now. And see what you get. Huh. Benito is feeling left out. I don't pretend nothing, homeboy. It's all 100% grade A twisted steel and sex appeal that you are looking at. My poor plant is barely hanging on. It's getting funny on me. It's getting funny. So I'll write it down, read it. What's it called again? Secret of the Universe? Secret of the Universe, yeah. It's about manifestation, right? Power of manifestation. There's some real, there's some real to it, put it that way. There's some real to it. And if you don't believe it, then look at my story, right? I was literally under the prison, dude. They were literally about 10 seconds away from locking me away in 80x Supermax. And now, you know, now look what I get to do on a daily basis. It's the power of the mind. It's the power of the mind. It's like a whole. Some people do 180s, right? I did a 720. Yeah, I did a whole turn and then like a couple over rotations. Like shit feels like a dream now. Literally made the impossible happen, right? Made a woman who can't have kids birth me my own prodigy. like what the hell? I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain that shit, dude. I don't think this plant likes. I don't think it likes the water that's in this bottle. I think whatever water has been in this bottle has been in this bottle a little too long. I think it's killing my plant. See that? You just witnessed Batman levels of fucking deduction in real time. Hey, leg break. Welcome to the memberships. Have a good day, bro. Everyone, see you next time. All right, Dave. Good to see you. It's always a pleasure to see you stopping through the live. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, for sure. It's not about that either. It's not about just I want a Lamborghini. You know, where's my Lamborghini? It's got to be like I think it's more than that. You got to deserve the shit too, right? You got to be. Life is a little bit about alchemy as well, right? Alchemy, law, will tell you that you can't get something from nothing, right? That everything has to come from something, right? Nothing comes from like something, nothing begets nothing or something like that. Something has to be given in order to be received. So you also have to be investing either the effort or the sacrifice equal to whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. That's that's also, that should be the other secret to the secret of the universe. They don't tell you that part, right? They just tell you wish hard enough and it'll come. Yeah, it will, some to some degree, but you can't be a piece of shit, wishing for a miracle. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. That's just not how life works. On some level, it has to see you earning it. It has to see you capable of it. It has to see you ready for it, right? It's not going to give you something that it doesn't think you can handle. He just got a house and he put it all down to manifestation. Yeah, I did pretty much the exact same thing. I appreciate it, Snowplow. Exactly, exactly, Ireland. All I ask for, all I ever ask for is for myself is like patience, strength, understanding. I don't ask for material things, right? I find that those things tend to take care of themselves. Whatever it is that you should be trying to attain, it should be in the pursuit of internal reflection and peace. Because I believe when you're happy and content, and you have a purpose, everything else will come after that. But to try to achieve everything that you think will make you content and give you purpose before you have that is trying to pull horses with the carriage instead of the carriage pulled by the horses. To Guinness, you understand? You understand the words coming out of my mouth? Hell no, I don't understand the words coming out of your mouth. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think I am, therefore I am. Exactly. That's exactly it. I'm not feeling well this morning. Something I irritated my pancreas. I'm hurting pretty bad. You know something, Forrest? I'm sorry to hear that. Not to change the subject. I got super sick yesterday. I went and I met my girl. I took her out to the Jabam, the Asian place I've mentioned before. But before that, I brought her Stanley Cup. She forgot her water, so I brought her water. It was full of cool water, and dropped it off to her at work. And I went to this place that sells pretzel bites. Right? They had these sugar coated pretzel bites, and I get them all the time. And if I don't get those, I get the pretzel dogs. Right? The little mini pretzel dogs. They're like deep fried or something. I don't know, but I get the sugar coated one this times, and they're asking me if I want some kind of dipping sauce with them. And I've never gotten any dipping. I've never been offered any dipping sauce with them. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I said, what kind you got? They had all different kinds, right? So I get this sweet glaze, whatever is some type of frosting, icing, dipping sauce. And I get about halfway through, and my girl texts me. She says it's her lunchtime. You know, she wants to meet at Jabam. I said, all right, cool. She orders for me. I get there. I sit down. She always gets an order of sushi, so she immediately is done eating, and I pretty much take 2 or 3 bites. I get my shit to go, and I walk her back to work so that we're not sitting there watching me eat for the next 30 minutes, right? It's her break, so I don't want to make her sit there and watch me eat during her break. I can eat later. I'll eat at home, whatever. But I literally take 2 or 3 bites. I ask for the to go box, and about that point right there, I start feeling kind of funny, right? And I'm like, I'm kind of warm, feel kind of hot. I was like, man, it's kind of warm in here. We're right next to where they're cooking and stuff, right? They're like literally preparing dishes and all that stuff over to my left. And I grab her water and I take a couple drinks of her water. And I drink some of my iced coffee, and I that doesn't taste right, so I put it down. I take some more of her water, and I'm sitting there, and pretty soon I'm like, the smell of the food is fucking with me. I'm like, this is it's like it's kind of gross. It's hot. The grease, it's just nasty. I like, I gotta go. I jump up. I was like, we gotta go. She's like, you all right? I was like, yeah, no. I said, we just gotta go. I can't keep smelling this shit, you know. And I grab my stuff and I take off. She follows me out, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, I got like sweat starting to come down my sides. I'm like fucking warm. She's like, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just gotta get outside. I gotta move. I just gotta get moving." And she's like, you want me to take you home?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I gotta get outside." So I get outside. I hit my vape a couple times. I'll be all right. Right? I'll be all right. I just gotta get my vape. My vape. Fucking hell. I need my vape. But no, I get her to her job. I cut to the left. I don't even make it outside. Literally had maybe 20 more feet to go. There's a trash can right there. I make it to the fucking trash can. Everything comes up, dude. It was fucking terrible. People were walking by. I don't even care. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what they think I could be going through right now. All I know is I'm fucking sick, right? And everything comes up. Everything. It was so bad. I grabbed the fucking trash can lid off, threw it to the side, grabbed the trash, pulled it up, bagged it real fast. But I'm like, I need to get away from this because it's like whatever my body just got rid of, I can't, bring it with me, but I don't want to leave it for them either, you know. So I take it outside and I sling it around the corner and I start walking towards my car and I got a long sleeve shirt on and a fucking t-shirt. So I'm coming out of the long sleeve shirt and I'm just pouring sweat and I'm fucking shaking and shivering and I get to the car and I sit down and I know better than try to drive right now, right? Because I'm like spinning. I'm like literally like wobbling and shit. Like I can't even see right. And I'm like got both my shirts off and I'm leaning off the side of my car. I keep throwing up. There's nothing left. It's just bile, stomach acids coming up now. And finally I cool down and I'm like kind of functioning enough to where I think I can get home. So I immediately just I hit drive, I take off. I don't know how I make it home, man. I made it home. I get up onto my couch and shit. I go into the bathroom, clean myself up, wash my fucking mouth out and everything. Get out into the couch and I ended up passing out for like 2 hours. And I woke up. I had to go get the kid. Came back. Then I had to go get the old lady. Came back. Whatever it was, I shook it off. But that shit was rough. I don't know what that shit was. It fucked me up. Gary, yes, our provider creator provides birds for us. It doesn't catch them, pluck them, and throw them on the table. Good luck comes to those that work hard for it. Exactly. Exactly. Damn. I had pancreatic cancer and now it's chronic pancreatitis. Damn. Yeah, 420 is a resilient one. She's tough. She is tough. We are blessed to have her as a mod on this channel. Plus, being as I am formerly a prisoner, and this is a prison channel, what better what better mod to have than somebody who has a loved one who is currently incarcerated? I don't know why you're looking at me like that over there. You were just out. Some people's kids, man. It's a lot of towels. My old portable AC that I bought when I was 30, mid 30s, might be finally trying to take a shit on me. Damn, 420. It's lucky you're lucky to be here, aren't you? Damn. Try to send you home septic? That's crazy. Luna, did was that like a tactical decision, abandoning you there so they couldn't send you home? Because if it was, then that definitely admirable. You got to play the system sometimes, however it's necessary. Damn, I don't blame you, man. Surgeries. I tell people, man, that they can experience prison right there in their own body. They can experience isolation and incarceration right there in their own body. They don't need to be in a prison to know what I felt. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's somebody's health is their real wealth, man. Health is your real wealth. It really is. It's the actual final boss out here. Yeah, yeah, I believe it. I've had certain injuries enough to experience that it was similar to life in lockup. Skin of the four. You're all right, man. You pass on through. We're gonna let him make it. We'll let you make it. Get him before he leaves. Like when I can't move or walk or turn my head, some days I can do almost anything and walk without a limp. Human body is crazy. Yeah. Yes, it is. And it's also the most highly taken for granted. Highly taken for granted. Huh. I'm better than I was a few years ago, but the reality is I have already had cancer, so it's pretty much a guarantee that I'll get it again eventually. That is a scary, it is a scary statistic, unfortunately. Broke your humerus bone? Did that control the sense of humor? Holy hell. Why did it take so many surgeries for just that one injury? Holy hell. Played a lot of volleyball. Volleyball, we get hella competitive. You ever seen a bunch of convicts play volleyball? They take that shit dead serious. They expect you to dive, roll, come right back up on your feet, ready to fucking return another fucking, you know, carpet burns and all. We get fucking super competitive. 35 with the pacemaker, kind of wild. Damn, bro. That's why we always. The truth is that most of us who have been in prison for a long period of time aren't going to have pacemakers at 35 like this, one of my viewers here. And that's because for all the bluster and you know, intense stories that we have, it is hard. But life out here is harder. And it's a lot harder. It's a different kind of hard. It's a different kind of struggle. It's a different kind of pain. Prison preserves us. It might not preserve the mind or the spirit, but physically, we are in probably the best shape that some of us will ever see. Four hernias, Jesus. Mm. Yeah, now you caught on. Snowplow. Well, yeah, because everything is hyper real in prison. Yeah. Body's way of telling me to slow down. Yeah, unfortunately, it does have to do that. The body does know long before we do. Give me more drugs, right? Like a fucking cookie monster. Give me more. Yeah, I can understand that, 420. I can definitely understand that. This thing did not come with a manual. No, it doesn't. But we're probably gonna find a spot to cut it off here. 2 hour lives. Just crash the fuck out right now. Definitely about time to change that diaper. It's too warm. He's riding a roller coaster. He always throws his arms up like, "What up? What's up in this bitch? I'm up in the house." His feet too. His feet always go straight up in the air. See? Where is the pacifier? He can sleep for a little while yet. They'll leave you the pedals to show up just as soon as I start showing baby. It was great chatting with y'all. Appreciate having you here, Luna. Hopefully see you around more. I could always use good, level-headed adults on this channel. That's what we like here. Prisoners age well, as it is. No stress environment. Once you settle into it, it's the outside world that is stressful, even in there. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly why I let all my friends and family go, so that I could just live stress-free in there, or at least as stress-free as you can consider it. We have our own issues, but they're all self-generated, so they can't be really bemoaned, you know what I mean? Can't really bemoan those woes because they are self-inflicted in them. I appreciate that, brother. Most hated. You did good, huh? All right, 420. We'll see you. Yeah, big little feeties, yeah. Yeah, Gary. You're going to just wait to see him. Okay, Native, I appreciate that. Yeah, right, Snowplow? That fucking superpower baby detection. I'll be around. It's been chill. All right, man. It was good having you. That's funny. All right. Next time I would have 4. That's crazy. All right. Well, I'll catch everybody on the next one. It'll probably be later on today. Who knows? I'm still trying to figure out how to cast what I see in the VR set to the big TV. Probably make you guys watch something that'll freak you out. That'd be fun. It'd be fun for me anyway. We'll see who all sticks around for that. All right, brother Campo, you have a good one. Pebbles, it was nice to see you. However short of a visit that may be. Always a pleasure having you here. All right, snowplow, take it easy. 420, lay down, feel better. Say what's up to the old man for us. Let him know we think about him, send ours. With that, I am out. Finally Feed from Federal, signing off. See you on the next one.